When sensitive filmmakers create, they often carry within themselves episodes of living and working through political upheavals and personal experiences or tragedies that find ways into their films. A long history of such political and personal repressions often blurs the line between reality and fiction, true and made-up stories, as facts and myths become easily interchangeable. Iranian filmmaker Abbas Kiarostami was a master of this art, continually demonstrating through his cinema the futility of any attempt to draw separating lines between documentary and fiction. And if the master would have been alive today, we feel he would be extremely happy in finding his legacy living through Mostafa Sarwar Farooki's new film, Something Like An Autobiography. As the name suggests, Something Like An Autobiography is a semi-fictional film based on the real-life events that happened in the life of director Mostafa Farooki and his wife Nusrat Imrose Tisha, who is one of the most popular actors of Bangladesh. This is a film inspired by the couple's real-life journey to become parents and welcome their daughter Ilham back in January 2022. Farooki's films have always evolved from real life, be it television inspired from his father's authoritative image, Doob inspired from the life of Humayun Ahmed, or Shonibar Bikil based on July 2016 Dhaka attack, a film that is still unreleased, stuck with national censorship. In our video essay on his filmmaking, we had suggested how his life often finds replica in his films in parts or principles. But in his new film, the courage and commitment to bear his deepest vulnerabilities, share the most sensitive interactions with his wife, and portray the eternal pain of being an artist in today's abrasive world is so moving and such gut-wrenching that it perhaps surpasses everything else we have adored about cinema of our cherished Farookida. The film starts with the immense pressure that the celebrity couple goes through for not opting for parenthood despite a long married life. It is director Farhan and actress Tithi grilled under social expectations in Reel that is a mirror image of what Farooki and Tisha might have gone through in their real life. Farooki suggests how our social constructs and prejudices do not even spare the demigods as in movie stars in this film. How the subcontinental society does not even let go of the personas they love most when it conflicts with their own beliefs and validations. And how the celebrities we watch from a distance might not be that different to us in pain and pleasures. We find Tithi paragliding in the very first frames of the film, as she suggests that she always wanted to fly. The film ends with her lying down on the bed after childbirth, perhaps limiting her wings forever. And the film is about the constant struggles and continuous negotiations of this couple, artists by heart, going to be parents by choice, and thus standing at the crossroads of life, trying to understand which identity will take priority from here on. Farooki and Tisha, co-writers for this project, introduce a fictional account of face-off with authoritative figures to establish the turmoil further. However, this face-off might not be so different from what artists and thinkers face regularly in today's fundamentalist world. We would not get into the details of this plot for you so that you can get a first-hand experience of how intelligently the screenplay accommodates statements at both political and personal level and how the political becomes personal for the expecting couple. Through multiple episodes in the life of Farhan and Tithi in this year of pregnancy, the film suggests how time, toil and money are mere trivial things that we part within our journey of parenthood. It suggests how parenthood also demands parting with ambitions, dreams, philosophies and principles. The film reminds us of all that our parents must have gone through to bring us where we are, of all that we have deprived them by just being born, and all that we will do for our next generation, only to be forgotten in no time. There is this moving sequence near the end of the film where Tithi talks to her unborn child, nudging her to always remember about what all her father had to go through for her sake. And Farhan counters her saying it is okay not to remember all these, as he too has forgotten what his parents must have done for him. Early into the film, Farhan suggests that it is irresponsible and foolish to bring in another life to the already overpopulated and polluted world. And the same man goes beyond possible physical and emotional trauma for the sake of his child. It is the extension of the same paradox when Farhan confesses to the doctor that he fears hospitals and has never visited his mother when she was admitted for almost a month, and so he cannot be present in the labor room during childbirth. And then he runs by the side of Tithi at her first yell. Something Like an Autobiography in the most simple and relatable way, portrays these absurdities of life, of how any logic, truth, protest, and even art surrenders in front of love, emotions, and family. And then as we come out of the real happening on the screen, we realize how the pains of those same compromises have given birth to this moving piece of art. One cannot thank Mostafa Farooki and Tisha enough for the guts to lay their pain, feelings, struggles, emotions and limitations naked through this medium of cinema which brought them together. One cannot thank them for such an honest documentation of our times and struggles that works as a love letter to the future. Both of them carry their roles so well. Your heart melts watching their bittersweet fights, love and care for each other, and holding on together on the face of abuse. Tisha was always an extremely talented actor, whom we all love. But Faroukida amazes with his effortless expressions, brilliant comic timings, and the use of those blazing eyes speaks volumes. Much like the Iranian legends Abbas Kiarostami and now Jafar Panahi, there are scenes that capture both actors from within car window frames, and each of those shots offers so much more than the dialogues provide. And if looked at from the legacy of docu-fiction making from this part of the world, Something Like an Autobiography is a worthy companion piece to Taste of Cherry, Tehran Taxi, or And Life Goes On, in its exploration of paradoxes of life and protest through cinema. One cannot thank enough Team Chorki for supporting such pure cinema and vision. We watch so many films every year, but not often do we get a chance to proclaim that it is a Bengali film that stands to be the best of the year within world cinema. But here we are suggesting the same. Something Like an Autobiography is our personal favorite film of the year. It will be available on Chorki from 30th November. Dare not to give it a miss if you care for real cinema and call yourself a cinema fan. That is all from us today. Thank you for watching.